All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is December 1st. We got ourselves a Monday and a 9-game NBA slate on. We are still on the road here, so we have a little bit of a hybrid version video. 2 plays coming your way, and with the hopes to add some plays. So make sure to keep an eye down on the final plays here. You'll find those in the pinned comment. Just make sure to go ahead and keep an eye on that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Yes, we're a little late today, so we're kind of scrambling. Before we do, FadeMe.store, still up to 50% off site-wide, up to 50% off the merch. That link will be down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Guys, we've never done a deal this deep before. I'm not sure if we'll ever do it again. I'm bleeding money over here, so go check it out. Again, that link will be down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Help support the brand and get some great merch at the same time. FadeMe.store. Let's dive into play. Actually, we should talk about the just slaughter that we're going through right now. So we've had a couple videos since traveling, and we're still searching for our first dub, right? Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. We go 0-3 and then get reverse swept again on the second night of being on the road. So road game Ev is not out and about right now, but we look to turn that around today. Let's dive into play number 1 here. It's going to be an SGP. Now, the odds are varying across different books, but I like this spot here for the Pistons money line, so them to take the win, and Jalen Duren to go for 15 plus. Now, I like the Pistons because, well, one, they're playing very, very good basketball, right? 8 of their last 10. They're playing Atlanta, who's also playing really, really good basketball, and they have some quality wins on there. But realistically, if you look at the Atlanta strength of schedule recently, I don't think it's all that great. I mean, they're 7-3, but realistically, that Cavs win might be the only one that jumps out to me like, oh, wow, really big win there, right? But Detroit's beat good team after good team. We just saw this matchup, a little while ago, and the Pistons did take it home. Now they're 9.5-point favorites. That's a little much for me to look at them on the spread. So I was like, all right, what can we do here with some sort of an SGP, right? Now, Jalen Duren did miss a game. They say he's probable, no minutes restriction, anything like that. It was just because of the back-to-back they were on that he missed, right? But on the other side of things, you have Kristaps Porzingis questionable, which I think is going to be a big deal in this spot, considering Jalen Duren loves to obviously score in the paint, right? Now, this Hawks team, the defense, I've been kind of singing their praises for this season, and they are starting to make me look like a little bit of an idiot. They've definitely hit the brakes to some degree in terms of defensive efficiency and preventing teams from getting to their spots and everything like that. And talking about getting to their spots, that's where I think Jalen Duren thrives today. This is a team that is top 10 in terms of pick and roll frequency to the roll man, and then in terms of their effective field goal percentage, the number 2 team in the entire league in terms of scoring when it comes to effective field goal percentage from the pick and roll man. Atlanta, not exactly good at defending that. 4th most in terms of pick and roll man getting those shots in terms of frequency, and then 5th worst. So, I mean, 5th most points, I guess you could say, allowed. So I think Jalen Duren feasts today. If you were to just look at Jalen Duren, I mean, you can get him at 17.5. I don't mind that, but I think the 15 plus looks a little bit better and more appetizing to me, considering that we have seen him come up just shy of that 17.5 number a few games in a row now. So this same game parlay makes a little bit more sense to me with the Pistons and then Duren going for 15 plus. But again, a pivot would definitely be just taking Duren's points. You could also take him, points plus rebounds. I do think that he feasts in this game, but what do I know? We've had a little bit of a rough stretch here. Guys, before we do dive into the second play, got to talk to you about Sleeper. I've been talking about them because I don't know how long they're going to offer this deal for, right? A free $20, no deposit needed. Free $20. It's a $20 entry. Use the link down in the description as well as the pinned comment. Go take advantage of that. Again, no deposit needed. What are they thinking? Do not look back at this deal and be like, oh man, I didn't sign up. No. Check it out, guys. Again, that is Sleeper. Free $20. Link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. We're moving a mile a minute here because we're a little late, all right? We are still on the West Coast, and the time difference is eating at us. But let's dive into play number 2 here. Miles Bridges, you can get his points at 17.5 if you want to pay some juice there. 18.5 and 19.5 for plus money. So I don't necessarily mind either of those spots. We'll look at him in terms of, for the sake of the video, at this 17.5 number. And I do think it's a really good spot for him. In terms of his last 10 games here, I mean, he's been averaging over 22 points per game, 22.8. So just almost 23 points per game, right? Going up against a Brooklyn defense that, yeah, they do play fairly well on the perimeter, but is that what we're totally totally looking for when we look at Miles Bridges? Well, sure. I mean, I think he'll catch some spot up threes and stuff like that, right? But he also shoots 55% of his shots in the paint, which is why I really do think we could see some domination from him today, especially if this game does turn into any sort of a transition fest or anything like that. So this Brooklyn team, 71% of their opponents in terms of preventing, that field goal percentage against in the paint. And then we look at it in terms of preventing points in the paint. They're 24th in the league. Sort of that seventh worst at bottom 10 team. I like the spot here for Bridges. Again, I like the matchup overall for him, but I do think that this is in the paint type of fest for him. But again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he won't make a few threes to go out there and attribute to this, 18, 19 points, whatever you get him at there. Overall, too, like when you look at it in terms of players that they've faced against, it doesn't look all that like bad, right? I mean, you look at some of the small forwards slash power forwards that have played this Brooklyn team, and a few of them have definitely gotten locked up. But in terms of guys that have similar play types, I guess you could say, in terms of where they score in the paint and outside, it does not look all that good. So I think that when you get that next layer down too, Bridges looks even better. And like I mentioned, I'm looking at the in the paint, but from the spot up, again, if he does go out there and hit a couple threes or spot up jumpers, this Brooklyn team may or may not defend it all that well, but the foul line, the transition, I think that this is where we could also get Miles Bridges involved. So I almost look at all of his play type, go to spot up, free throws, transition, pick and roll, the ball handler, the roll man, whichever one, because he does both. I think that he does have a really, really good game today. And again, if you look at similar players, I would say guys that like to drive, guys that also can pull up, there's not exactly much for the Brooklyn Nets to be to be bragging about there. So Miles Bridges, I'm ranting at this point over 17 and a half points. 18 and a half is probably a little bit better of a line in terms of odds, but screenshot says 17. Like I told you guys, I'm going to be looking to add some plays to the final play, so make sure to click that link down in the pinned comment. Head over to the Guy Boston Sports site, and if we do add anything, we will add it there. Let's get a win, man. I mean, it has been a little tough out here on the West Coast in terms of our win-loss because we haven't found too many wins. So hopefully we can kind of piece together some good looks today with Bridges, with Dern, and the Pistons and take home a W, all right? Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.